Now, I've tried all week to save you from the dangerous weapon-grade levels of cringe of this following interview, a podcast featuring Meghan Markle, but alas, we must all suffer together. Here is Meghan talking to a woman called Jamie Kern-Lima, who seems to be even more fake and insufferable than the Duchess.
Very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important. And I think so many people also have this question for you is, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay. How are you?
I know you always make it about me. Today, which by the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about.
Yes, it really is that awful. The whole hour-long ordeal may have even been longer. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
Do you watch the royal shows on TV, like The Crown or Bridgerton or any of them?
I watch Bridgerton.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bridgerton's a great show.
So
That's a period piece also. And I love Shonda Rhimes shows, so yes.
You don't like any more ideas. My wife's camouflage against the tree.
I'm sure someone has a very sweet tooth. So yes.
Is that good?
Yes, perfect.
Fantastic.
Despite previous attempts at civility, the royal rift between Meghan Markle and the House of Windsor has reportedly reached a point of no return, with Prince William and Princess Catherine cutting all ties. No messages, no acknowledgements, not even a whisper of her name within palace walls. This isn't a temporary squabble, but a calculated, permanent severing fueled by years of mounting tension. From Meghan and Harry's public criticisms and media projects to the emotional strain it placed on the family, particularly as Catherine. Battles ongoing health issues. William, described as coldly strategic when pushed, allegedly reached his breaking point after Harry's May 2nd BBC interview, prompting him to demand total disengagement to protect his family's peace and preserve the monarchy's dignity. Palace insiders say Meghan is now unofficially blacklisted, her name taboo around Kate, and that even if bridges are rebuilt with Harry someday, Meghan will remain persona non grata. William is said to be pressuring King Charles to adopt the same stance, viewing this as a necessary move as he steps into his future role. The royals' new approach is reportedly a wall of silence. No public reactions, no back and forth, just deliberate distance, which, according to sources, is unsettling Meghan more than open confrontation ever could. Ironically, the woman known for cutting off toxic ties now finds herself shut out by the very institution she once walked away from, as the palace, weary from the drama, moves on with quiet finality.
Partner better, Kate or Meghan. Kate is respectful and considerate towards William. In public, she always stands by his side, never steals the spotlight, and never interrupts his conversations. She follows royal etiquette, keeps an appropriate distance, and displays poise and elegance. William has a strong temper and a very orderly lifestyle. When things go wrong, he can become impatient. In addition to caring for their 3 children, Kate treats William like a 4th child, taking special care of him. Royal staff have revealed that Kate is always able to calm him down when he's upset and get him to relax. She can do this because of her upbringing. Unlike royal members who were served by others, she grew up independently. On the other hand, Meghan doesn't show the same respect for Harry. In front of cameras, she often steals the limelight from him. During photo ops, she pushes Harry to the back, and even when he gestures for space, she completely ignores him. She controls Harry's every move. If he shows any sign of independence, she gives him a warning.
Let's talk about Prince Harry, because this is where things really start to unravel. While Meghan has been completely iced out, insiders say the door isn't fully shut for Harry. There's still a sliver of familial grace being extended, a quiet acknowledgement that blood ties are harder to sever. But that grace comes with a clear condition. He needs to stop dragging royal affairs into the spotlight. Until Harry stops airing the monarchy's private matters on global platforms, the family sees no viable path forward. Meghan, meanwhile, isn't just persona non grata. She's essentially been placed on indefinite mute, a permanent freeze-out that feels more severe because it's happening without spectacle or statement. Those close to William say he isn't chasing revenge or tabloid wars. His focus is on safeguarding the monarchy's stability. And in his view, Meghan represents the opposite: unpredictability, constant headlines, and a track record of leveraging the press in ways that clash with the royal brand. So William's response has been decisive. Cut ties, shut the noise out, and reestablish control. What finally tipped the scale? Hearing Meghan's name still mentioned in palace conversations reportedly set him off. That was the final straw. The choice was made, and it wasn't just William's. Kate, already under immense pressure from her health challenges, is said to have firmly backed the decision. For her, the emotional toll of Meghan's continued presence, publicly or even, by association, was simply unsustainable.
Let's make a show.
Let's go.
I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them.
What? This is probably one of the most glamorous moments of my life.
It's magic.
And just learning. Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in magic?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love
I
is
can't
in the
take it anymore. Get
details.
out, get out, get out. Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen this sort of before. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity. Because I know other women who are listening to this podcast and totally relate. When I have my girlfriends over and we're cooking, all of us are in full glam. And we're like, it's not about perfection, but then you look at what we've made and it's literally perfect.
Here's the thing. Insiders reveal this isn't just about emotions. There are deep reputational wounds at play. Remember that tense moment after the Oprah interview when William, usually calm and composed, snapped at a reporter who shouted, "Is the royal family racist?" His sharp retort, "We are very much not a racist family," wasn't just a spontaneous comeback. It was the eruption of months of bottled-up frustration. Ironically, that outburst was a misstep. The palace had insisted on a strict no-response policy, and William likely regretted handing Harry and Meghan even a sliver of public satisfaction. That moment exposed cracks in the palace's strategy of silence, making William double down on controlling the narrative. Since then, it's been total lockdown. No comments, no mistakes, absolute silence. And sources say that very silence is driving Meghan crazy. The irony? Meghan, who has a history of cutting toxic people out of her life, even family, is now on the receiving end of the exact same cold shoulder from the royals. It's as if her own playbook has been turned against her. No explanations, no closure, just cold, definitive distance. This drama doesn't stop inside palace walls either. Take Edward Enninful, the former Vogue UK editor, who once went to great lengths to accommodate Meghan when she guest edited the magazine. Now, insiders say they're no longer even speaking. What started as a celebrated cultural moment ended in tension and fallout. Vogue staff reportedly walked on eggshells around Meghan's demands, and Edward tolerated it only to maintain the alliance, until he finally drew the line. This fits a pattern. Meghan quickly forges relationships with charm and shared interests. Imagine cozy mint tea talks and royal-style camaraderie, but when those connections don't fully align with her expectations, they collapse. We've seen this repeat time and again, from ex-staffers to celebrity collaborators and media insiders. The list of people distancing themselves is growing, and the palace is definitely taking note.
Perfect, they look perfect, the cake looks perfect, but we say it's not about perfection. Really? Because I feel like it maybe is precisely about perfection. Skipping through with honey and bees, like who are you trying to be? And I just want to know who's around her. Because I feel like she needs Taylor Swift's marketing team, okay? Love her, hate her, think she's a fraud, whatever you want to say about Taylor Swift, she has had a brilliant marketing team behind her, okay? Why can't she just lend that marketing team to Meghan Markle? Why does she struggle so much with humanity? Why can't she just be like, hey, if I'm on that marketing team and I'm strategizing, I'm like, hey, here's what we're gonna do. You're just going to be a person. She's like, what? What are you saying? You're going to get up out of bed, okay? Your hair's going to be a little messy, out of place. You're going to go pick up your kids, maybe if that's what you do. And we're just going to try to figure out like who you are. Like, I don't understand why they thought that producing what could only be described as a rom-com trailer. I truly, when I watched this, I tweeted, I thought it was going to end and say, starring Drew Barrymore and Julia Roberts in whatever two. You know, like, what is this? It's giving rom-com vibes. The music in the background. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe? What is that? Like, this is just, even when she was giving us reality, she couldn't give us reality. So I just wanted to say that if you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable, okay? She has the non-it.
Meghan's isolation has evolved beyond just emotional and social distance. It's now glaringly apparent. Rumors swirl that even within Hollywood's elite, her once bright star is dimming. The very things that made her a symbol of aspiration, marrying, into royalty, shattering glass ceilings, and shaping her own story, are now backfiring. The allure that once captivated is fading, leaving former allies silent or slipping quietly away. Meanwhile, Harry finds himself balancing on a precarious edge. Though the royal family's patience with him has worn thin, a narrow window remains for his return, but strictly on their conditions. Those demands are clear. No more unsanctioned interviews, no veiled barbs in Netflix specials, and absolutely no further public attacks on the monarchy. It's a slim chance, but insiders suggest reconciliation might be possible, provided Meghan is no longer part of the equation.
Is the most insecure person I have seen in the public eye in a long time. That is why everything had to be perfectly curated. Who the hell picks in a white cashmere blouse and white pants? Literally no one on earth does that. And like this garden, which is like the most over the top. Like, we're all supposed to go, Maureen, to make our breakfast in the morning out to our gardens and pick our berries, our raspberries, our strawberries, our blueberries, our snozberries, and cut our mint, and then cut our flowers that are edible. But don't worry, she's a woman of the people. You can grow those just on your windowsill at home in New York, your edible flowers.
And don't forget your local beekeeper.
Yeah.
Your local beekeeper.
Oh, yeah, because she has a bee hive, which she goes to. That's how they open the whole series with her bees. And like, don't worry, if you don't have this, just go to your local beekeeper. Clearly, we're living in different...
Here's where things get truly tangled. Harry has woven his identity tightly around Meghan's narrative. From the explosive Oprah interview to their Netflix documentaries and his revealing memoir, he's fully committed. Backing down now wouldn't just feel like distancing himself from Meghan. It would mean unraveling the very foundation they've built together. That's the catch. The more fiercely Harry stands by her, the more difficult it becomes to step away without feeling like a betrayal of everything they've shared.
Between Kate and Meg. Let's rewind a bit again. Keep an eye on Meghan as Kate joins William and Harry. Meghan deliberately follows very far behind Kate. But why does she do it? See how Kate seems to look almost down and avoids eye contact with Meghan?
I can say that at that precise moment, Catherine was not amused.
More royal watchers pointed out Kate's clear body language.
I mean, Kate in particular looks stiff and uncomfortable and stern.
She did not want to be there.
Yes, that was not the face of someone just grieving. That was the face of someone who was feeling quite angry, I think, but holding it inside.
And when the couple starts their official walk, you don't have to be an expert of any kind to notice the clear distance between them. Also, see how Meghan keeps fiddling with her hair? Some experts say this could be a pacifying gesture to soothe herself as she is possibly feeling anxious. She also tightly clings to Harry's hand. But can you...
Harry insists his actions are all about safeguarding his family, but those inside the palace view things through a very different lens. To them, Harry has abandoned the traditional sense of royal duty and instead appears to be exploiting his title to launch media offensives riddled with half-truths and personal grievances. The irony is striking. Despite King Charles quietly extending millions in financial support to help Harry and Meghan transition out of royal life, Harry has publicly portrayed himself as forsaken, a contradiction that has left palace insiders utterly exasperated. Meanwhile, Meghan has become something of a punchline in royal circles, a figure mocked for abandoning her responsibilities after taking on a royal title, retreating to California where she's seen as more of a caricature than a serious member of the family. Palace insiders reveal that Meghan's confidence in controlling the media narrative is cracking, replaced by growing paranoia about public perception. The warm welcome she once enjoyed from British institutions, major tabloids like the Daily Mail and The Sun, even prestigious outlets like Vogue, has cooled dramatically, shifting toward a far more critical and unforgiving tone. This sudden change has hit Meghan hard, compounding the sense of isolation and fueling the ongoing drama behind the palace walls.
Now, I've tried all week to save you from the dangerous weapon-grade levels of cringe of this following interview, a podcast featuring Meghan Markle, but alas, we must all suffer together. Here is Meghan talking to a woman called Jamie Kern-Lima, who seems to be even more fake and insufferable than the Duchess.
Very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important. And I think so many people also have this question for you is, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay. How are you?
I know you always make it about me. Today, which by the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about.
Yes, it really is that awful. The whole hour-long ordeal may have even been longer. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
Do you watch the royal shows on TV, like The Crown or Bridgerton or any of them?
I watch Bridgerton.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bridgerton's a great show. So that's a period piece also. And I love Shonda Rhimes shows, so yes.
You're not having any more ideas. My wife's camouflage against the tree.
I'm sure someone has a very sweet tooth. So yes.
Is that good?
Yes, perfect.
The irony is thick. Meghan built her public image on pillars of female empowerment, inclusion, and honesty. Yet behind the scenes, critics argue she embodies many of the same traits she claims to oppose: manipulation, elitism, and emotional volatility. Staff recount dramatic mood swings, collaborators have quietly distanced themselves, and even her closest confidants have gone silent. Take Edward Enninol, for instance, once Meghan's staunchest media champion in the UK. Their quiet split never made headlines, but insiders say it was inevitable. According to a Vogue insider, Enninol grew weary of constant image control and backstage tantrums. It wasn't a one-off incident, but a recurring pattern. When someone so influential pulls away, the message speaks volumes. Public sentiment has also shifted dramatically. Meghan and Harry, once hailed as courageous rebels challenging an outdated system, are increasingly viewed as opportunists who've burned nearly every bridge. This shift has profound consequences in the media world, where their star power no longer commands the same clout, and once open doors now barely crack or slam shut entirely. Yet, the royal family isn't taking pleasure in their downfall. There's a quiet melancholy behind palace walls, mourning how a beloved prince and his wife have become estranged and isolated. Still, the monarchy endures, grounded in one immutable principle: personal turmoil must never overshadow the institution. Now, turning to the saga between Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle, two royal women whose relationship has swung from cordial to frosty over the years. When Meghan arrived on the royal scene in early 2017, it seemed she and Kate were destined for friendship. Meghan, the fresh American newcomer, was reportedly welcomed warmly by Kate, who told her, "If you ever need anything, advice, help, a crash course, just call me." Meghan admired Kate's graceful balance of charity and motherhood, and Kate saw Meghan as a refreshing new presence, but that harmony didn't last. By 2018, whispers of tension surfaced just before Meghan and Harry's wedding. Remember the story about Meghan making Kate cry over Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid dress? Meghan later revealed in a CBS tell-all that it was actually Kate who made her cry, though Kate apologized and owned the moment. At least there was that small gesture of goodwill amidst the growing complexity of their dynamic. Fast forward a few months, and although Meghan and Kate appeared amicable at public events, underlying tensions were becoming clear. When Meghan and Harry announced their first pregnancy in October 2018, Kate publicly expressed excitement about cousin time for George, Charlotte, and Louis, even calling the growing family more kiddies. Yet behind closed doors, things were more complicated. The gossip mills churned, especially after Meghan and Harry moved out of Kensington Palace to a larger home in Windsor, just 30 minutes from Kate and William, sparking tabloid frenzy over a supposed royal feud. Insiders tried to dial down the drama, clarifying that while Kate and Meghan weren't besties texting constantly, they also didn't hate each other. Just two women under intense pressure, facing scrutiny few could understand. They even shared a group chat with their husbands, so it wasn't the Cold War many imagined. Then came December 2018, when both duchesses attended the pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace and Christmas Day church service at Sandringham, where their warm, camera-friendly interactions, like Meghan placing a hand on Kate's back, gave "Offa, I got you, sis" vibe, though insiders admitted it was partly for show, maintaining royal optics. Things got spicier in January 2019 when, forced under one roof at Sandringham, Meghan and Kate finally confronted their issues. Meghan felt snubbed by Kate, who thought Meghan was using her to climb the royal ladder. By August, Meghan was reportedly crushed by constant comparisons to Kate, feeling isolated by the harsh British press, and frustrated she couldn't respond publicly. She later pointed out that while Kate faced nicknames like Weighty Katie, Meghan endured far worse, rude, and openly racist attacks, without palace press protection. The drama escalated in December 2019 when Meghan and Harry skipped royal Christmas traditions to spend the holiday with Meghan's mom, fueling more feud rumors. But sources said the real tension came from the growing rift between William and Harry. Wanting Archie's first Christmas to be calm and family-focused, Meghan and Harry kept it low-key. Then came the bombshell. Days after reports surfaced about Kate wanting her kids to spend more time with Archie in 2020, Meghan and Harry stunned everyone by announcing they were stepping back from senior royal duties, dropping the news just before Kate's 38th birthday. William and Kate were reportedly blindsided, with many insiders pointing fingers at Meghan as the driving force behind Megxit. After Queen Elizabeth confirmed they would no longer use their HR titles, sources revealed Meghan and Kate hadn't spoken since the drama exploded. Meghan, meanwhile, felt liberated living in Canada, away from palace life. Following Harry and Meghan's explosive tell-all interview in March 2021, insiders confirmed the two duchesses hadn't spoken directly in over a year, and the feud between the brothers only deepened the divide, making any pretense of friendliness between Kate and Meghan impossible. An insider bluntly noted they were never close, and once they realized their views on palace life clashed, any hope for sister-in-law bonding vanished. So there you have it, a tangled web of royal drama, sister-in-law tension, media shade, and family feuds. The royalty keeps brewing, and if you're loving this deep dive into the Meghan-Kate saga, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more juicy updates. And drop a comment. Whose side are you on? Team Kate, Team Meghan, or just here for the drama? Stay curious, stay messy, and keep sipping that royal tea.